Welcome to the Golden Feather. Grab a pint, a plate, and pick your seats. Your hosts Vertek and Shibibri are back from their latest adventures.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Golden Feather. Today is May 7th, 2021. This is podcast 78 in preparation, and our guest is SOSPlease. Hello, Sos. How are you?
Hello.
I remember having difficulty with your name when we first met. I was like, is it SOS? Is it SOS?
I answer to any of them, whatever people want to call me.
Yep, that's fair. As long as it's not bad at PvP.
Yeah.
And of course, we have Vertek, the one, the only, my co-host. Welcome.
Hello, everybody.
I mean, I live with you every day, but how is your day going?
It's been going pretty, all right. I mean, it's a Friday, but I'm going to be working through the weekend, so that doesn't mean anything.
Womp womp. I myself am a little sleepy, so hello. Welcome in. Hello, Horrendous. Hello, Sir Knight. Welcome back. Paradox Gaming, welcome in. Hello. Let's see who else we got here. Theater. Yes. Thank you so much. Magisto AOC, welcome in. And the Reips there. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Welcome back.
Yes.
So,
Horrendous, thank you for the resub.
Yes, thank you, Horrendous. Appreciate you being here, supporting us, all that good stuff. I saw what you said about the cosmetics. I'm going to put a pin in that, but I'd like to come back to that. But for now, there was a lot that was unveiled this last week. We were given more information on keys. We were given more information on what those keys actually come with. And just a whole lot of diverse feedback, I think, from the news, right? This has been something that's been built up for a little while. There was kind of diverse feedback going into it. Hello, Z, welcome in. But before we get into all of that, let me just get this section swapped over real quick. We would like to do some podcast updates. Just as a reminder, we are 1 month out from our move. Thank you, Theater, for the cheer. Cheers back to you. Another round.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, J Peeps. Welcome in. Hello. Just as a heads up, we are moving in a month, but we don't at this time expect that there should be any problems with our podcast. We should be able to maintain our schedule just fine. So no missing moments from us. Another thing I wanted to announce is Jalan. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but we are now a part of a team, and Jalan made an announcement. Oh, that is not the right thing. Hold on. How do you delete it? Delete it. Don't join. Don't worry. There's a block. You can't join it anyway. I have to let you in. So trolls won't be allowed in anyway. But Jalan updated his time for streams, and that's the link basically saying that he's going to be streaming for 6 hours and joining us afterwards. So we give you more Ashes of Creation for your Friday. More to fan about, I guess. I don't, that sounded way better in my head, I promise. But, The other thing is, as a community-based podcast, we would like to bring back more polls and get more of your thoughts, questions, opinions on things. One such thing would be, do you want us to bring back our post-stream Q&A? We were thinking of doing like a 5 or 10 minute break, get some refreshments, and then come back and answer your questions or just casual chat for a little bit. So I'll be putting up a poll on our Twitter for that sometime this week, probably by the end of tonight. And aside from that, we want you to tell us who you guys want us to share the love as an Ashes of Creation podcast, and specifically one about the community, we want to share some of that love. Yes, AOC fam. Hello, Laura. Welcome in.
Hey.
So in order to share the love, we would like to know who you want us to share the love with, and we'd like ideally to be able to raid somebody different each time. We're not opposed to rating the same person. It's just we want to spread the love.
Yes. Share with everyone.
Yes, exactly. That being said, did we have any other updates for tech? Any big announcements?
Well, Z, first off, yeah, I know I didn't send you a reminder. I'm sorry, we were dealing with some technical issues.
Yeah. Streamlabs hates me, and my computer hates me. So, the usual. I know, sad. Hello, Kash.
But yeah, no, I think you got all the stuff.
Okay. Did we want to talk a little bit more about the team that we're a part of, perhaps, or did I cover it? I don't know.
Yeah, you pretty much got it. John started a stream team, and we're gonna be part of it. So yay!
Yay!
Super.
So we'll start streaming games with that. Ideally, some Ashes when it goes non-NDA. We're gonna be on there, and by all means, swing by. We're gonna do a little bit different than the typical streamer, and we're probably going to be testing most of what you want to see and less of what we want to see. Although, to be honest, I like to break stuff, so every once in a while, something's gonna catch my attention, and I'm gonna try and break it until it breaks.
Stream team, Dream team.
And you'll just have to accept that I'm trying to break something specific. I'll try and break what you want broken later.
That being said, the next two, at least one or two streams coming up are going to be a little different from normal, but we'll let you see what they're going to be like later. For now, enough about us. Sauce, hi. Who are you?
Hi.
Why are you here?
Who am I? Let's see. Who am I and why am I here? I'm fairly known in the Ashes community. I've been around with Nexus since probably close to the beginning. Me and Zara do most everything for the guild and are getting everything organized for us. So it's a lot of guild work.
That's
a lot
fair.
of guild work.
And
a lot of stuff and things.
A lot of stuff and things.
And if you guys are interested, let me actually just copy this. These are his links. He streams as well, occasionally.
Yeah, occasionally. I'll probably be starting up here after the month of Ashes and non-NDA. Probably right after that.
Sounds good.
Just in time to get a warm up, and then Alpha 1 will hit.
Yeah, exactly. I actually found, and feel free you guys to answer this also, I found a great icebreaker question, because we've met you before. Hello, Birdie, welcome in. We wanted to ask you, what are you playing, if anything, until Ashes comes out? And this comes from a Reddit post in the Ashes subreddit by, oh man, I didn't put that part in here. I'm such a bad host. By Tricky 101.
What? Well, we're diving into Elian right now. Closed beta 1. We're having a lot of fun in that. That just started, and that's gonna run for another couple days. And that's where we're headed with the guild. And we might dip our toes in New World when it comes out. We're trying to still see if there's anything worth playing in it right now. There have been a lot of delays in that, so.
Oh, yeah.
Hoping to see if Elion will be the last pay-to-win oasis that you can dabble around in before getting to a game that won't do that.
Before Ashes, I think that will be where our mainstay.
I like Laura's answer. I'm playing a totally not new game called I'm So Bored, Ashes Come Save Me.
Sounds like a fun game in itself.
Right? Speaking of Elion, as most of you know, we are also in the Nexus Guild with Sauce. But also, Jalon was streaming some Elion today and wanted to mention that his channel, Paradox Gaming Network, will be giving away some more keys tomorrow for the closed beta test if you guys are interested. I'm enjoying it so far. It's obviously been 24 hours since people reliably got into the servers. Semi-reliably. But, you know, hey, it's CBT, you know, it's expected. I'm actually totally expecting it more from Ashes than I would the CBT, to be honest. But hey, if it's going to happen on a CBT, guys, those of you that are planning to test it, be prepared. It's going to happen on the alpha, definitely, at some point. Not only are there more people buying Alpha 1 packages, which means more people than previous testing it, but also there's going to be more people at different times of the day from different locations on at the same time, trying to get in at the exact same time. So, kind of like what happened with Elion, we're probably going to have some sort of a bottleneck, you know. I don't know what you're talking about. Nobody here bought A1. Nope, no ma'am.
I've spoken to quite a few people who have bought the thing since it came up.
Yes, yes. Juliet, thank you so much for the read. Appreciate that. Hello, that bird guy.
Much
Hello, welcome
appreciated.
back. So I want to talk about something kind of controversial for those of you that are a long-time viewer. As you are aware, I have been adamantly against PvP from the beginning.
Okay. Noted.
Actually, our predecessor, before we became the golden, before we became the golden feather, we were a party of 5, which we had 4 different people and occasionally a guest. So I was specifically the non-PvPer of the group.
That was her
Hello,
role,
Judith.
to have an opinion that was anti-PvP.
Yes.
Yeah.
However, playing Elion last night
And then
for the first time with a guild or a group of people.
We had a ton of fun.
We had so much fun. Oh my gosh. I just, back in the old days when Brie was like 14. I still hate being like ganked or zerged. You know, that's not very much fun. But when it was a little bit more even, when we were going back and forth and there was that energy and there was just like this moment of like synergy between us where like we're like calling out things and just like going left and right and, you know, doing our best. Like it felt really fun. And I hadn't experienced PvP like that before. And I want to kind of delve into that a little bit.
For quite a while last night, we were very much outnumbered by a bit, and we were holding, and it was fantastic.
Yes. What, like 2-3 hours we raided, or not raided, but like open world PvP. Suddenly looked down, it's like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we got lost in there. That was great.
Oh yeah.
yeah, that speaks volumes for the differences between random open world PvP where you get somebody who's just running up and slaughtering you while you're picking roses, and organized open world PvP where you're doing something with a purpose, with objectives and things going on that you're trying to accomplish, and you know it. You walk into it knowing that you're going to get smacked in the face at least 3 times, guaranteed. And that's the best of people going to get hit a couple times, but then you get to have fun with it.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we're winning. Oh, we're losing, but having fun with it.
Yeah, and I don't think I got salty. I also really didn't die, so that was kind of cool to be able to stay up as a healer. But like a lot of other people,
but I purposely was going out there to.
Oh yeah,
that, so.
I think the good afternoon is welcome in. Hello, long time no see.
Long time indeed.
Rose picker sounds like, oh no. But
let's be honest. What are they really doing out in the fields all day?
Hello, Zutaria. I can't get past this giggle. Sorry. But I think that really changes my perspective for Ashes. And I say that because Ashes is going to be an open world PvP kind of thing. So for me, I think trying out Elion and for the first time having a guild that I feel comfortable because we're all brand new. This is just barely open. I mean, there's the people that have been playing the KR, but I am so worried, or I was really, really worried. I've kind of gotten a little bit used to, honestly, playing BDO and last night with Elion, getting used to being ganked randomly. And you're like, oh, okay, you just stay away from that area until, they kind of go away or something, like maybe until a group of your friends can come along with you and like even the numbers a little bit. But like when it's 1 against 10 or 15, it's really frustrating. And not to get too sentimental, but like the one moment that stood out for me last night was I was just doing a random side quest. I didn't realize I was really close to like enemy territory necessarily, and I got ganked, and somebody came out and they helped me like fight them off. Like we killed like a good 2 or 3 of them after they all like jumped me previously, and I was like, damn it, I got killed. Like so that actually like
retribution. It's very
fun. That made me feel a little bit better, like knowing I had people on my side, and not like struggling at it alone. It just, I don't know. It was a bonding moment with my guild. The only
one that gets dead.
Yeah, exactly. So it felt good. Makes me excited to see what the potential is in Ashes, and I think that is something that will be really fun to test out in maybe the alpha, is just grouping up together with some friends and testing the waters a little bit with some PvP, seeing how that goes. But
now just imagine that tension when we're trying to escort somebody's caravan from one town to another.
Oh my gosh. And there's some goods that they really want. Oh no.
And we just got all that tension building because we're just walking alongside the caravan waiting for someone to jump out at us. And
oh man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, so aside from that, obviously, we have all heard that Alpha 1 has been put out there for purchase. I think until June 30th? Question mark? I'll have to double check my facts on that one. Because that was just going off of memory. Yeah, consider every caravan loaded, exactly. Some people will be a dwarf, use small mounts, and wear camouflage cosmetics. Yeah, the 30th? Okay, cool. One thing I wanted to point out is, do you guys, Vertec and I, we know who Narc is. We actually tried getting Narc on the show, but they politely declined. But we really like their videos. I think he made a great video about Ashes of Creation Alpha 1. Now, Sauce, you've had a package since way before this.
Kickstarter.
Since Kickstarter. And you don't have to say what package you have, but it does include Alpha 1, right? And Vertec and I have our Alpha 1 packages as well. So we're coming from a perspective of not buying in currently. So keep that in mind. However, Narc does a really good video. Have you seen it, Vertec? Breaking down the package cost. Sauce had a package. That sounds strange. Sauce? Damn, I thought it was he says he answers to both. SOS, help me.
Heard people call him SOS. SOSPlease.
SOS.
Yeah, some people call me SOS. Zara calls me SOS for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Whatever. Everyone knows who you're talking about, so.
Yeah. That guy over there. In the blue shirt. I know there's 2 of them over
nice.
there. But...
Everyone knows exactly who they're talking about. So.
Yeah, exactly. But did you get a chance to see the video, Vertec?
Not really. No.
Okay. What about you, Sauce?
I have not seen the video yet.
Well, I linked it out there for you guys. Oh, I think is the chat not showing up on the scroll? Because it should be.
It is not.
It's not. No.
It's definitely not showing up. Okay. I'm gonna try to refresh that. But the thing that I was gonna go at is basically oh wow, it's still not showing up. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm sorry, guys. I refreshed it and it's still not popping up.
No worries.
Hopped up to being
figure it
Streamlabs being silly.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Streamlabs. Hello, boring streamers. Sup? But basically,
Who is it?
the thing. Hey, Wizzy, welcome back. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to put the new cosmetics. Thank you, Hernandez. I'll have it. Crap, we woke up, Wizzy. I forgot to put the new cosmetics on there. I'm sorry, but Narc did a really good breakdown, basically explaining why Alpha 1 costs the way it does, and actually some of the cost of what's actually going into it, dollar value by dollar value for what Steven put out there. Yeah, I hear that, and that's another point that I'm going to get to a certain nightlight. I actually read your full name for the first time. I'm sorry. That was I have been woken. But basically, I kind of want to go into this saying, you know, he makes a really good point. He's very neutral about the whole thing. Whether or not you want to get it is completely your choice. And I kind of want to circle back to this topic specifically later. But I know that this is a hot topic right now. But I think everybody has a role in this, Alpha 1, including people that didn't back. And I'll explain a little bit more how later, aside from our podcast where you can tell us what to do in Alpha. So that'll be fun. But wanted to ask you guys another question. There's
first, before you going on, you didn't really finish what you were saying with Narc's video? His video talked about.
I said that it's fairly, like, neutral, and he goes really in, like, well at, you know, laying out things. Did I?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were gonna go into more detail on that one.
Not yet. Circling back, okay. But I wanted to share it because that's part of the community spotlight. So, good evening. I got a balance, so here's my 2 cents on selling A1. I bought it because A, I believe in the vision of the game. Several of my friends are playing it, and C, that was supposed to be a B, but it was like glasses. I understand it's a test environment, and I'm willing to help. Yes, and that's something that I was gonna get back to. Yes, exactly. It's a high dollar value, but especially if you don't have any packages, it's definitely worth it in my opinion, and I'll explain more so why later. Thinking they would be crafting and other skills, so they paid for it. Oh yeah, that's fair. Yes, so you have a good night, Laura. Thank you for dropping in. Moving on to this other thing. Found this on the Reddit. Cool idea about how dungeons should be integrated. Someone keep an eye on Wizzy. Oh no. This is...
We'll try. I make no promises though.
And this is by sorry, I don't know how to say your name. RETRZ0 on the
Retrzo, I guess.
Yeah, but it says this video, and they link a video for Asmongold, is climbing on chains, and he mentions that it'd be cool if something like that could be like a raid or a dungeon entrance. Thought that it'd be a unique and cool looking pathway that could be an Ashes of Creation that would provide more epic and interesting journey to a dungeon or raid entrance. So they thought they would share. And I kind of wanted to hear your guys' opinion as well. DC Guy says something similar, I think, especially with AOC, hidden caves, under the water, waterfalls. I know I've said a couple of times that I was hoping for a really cool, like, secret metropolis biome, illuminescent biome kind of underwater thing. But what do you guys think would be kind of nifty for entrances for, like, dungeons and raids? That would be a new and unique take on getting there or entering them.
I've always liked interesting entrances to dungeons and stuff like that. Like, I know the video that links over to, he was playing around with like the Shadowlands stuff, which I didn't really touch, really mess with, but there was, what was the one? It was like it was like in the middle of a volcano, like, Blackrock
During
Keep or something?
APOC?
No, for, World of Warcraft.
That's in World of Warcraft. Yeah. It's in like the
Yeah, you
middle
had
of
to like climb a chain to get up there to the entrance.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
That was, and then you had to climb through so much
Blackrock
stuff to get to
Depths?
the-
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Blackrock Spire.
Blackrock Spire. One of
One of
those
those.
two. One of those two. It was a Blackrock something. Hellfire Citadel. I mean, yeah. Kind of had to fly to get up to that one.
Yeah.
There was no walking to get there. Yeah, I forget which one Spire.
It's a cool entrance, yeah. I don't know. There's some interesting things you can do, especially with the talent they have for environmental artists. No,
Oh yeah. Oof. Not to mention the
I
layest
expect
live
to see a
stream.
lot of interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Especially with just the existence of the Underrealm, there's got to be some really niftiness down there as well.
Definitely, I agree. Yes, Scum, and we'll get more into that later. But yeah, I agree. Like Toxic says, I hope for a lot of secret rooms, secret places, underwater, underground, hidden into caves, rocks, trees, etc. Hello, Kaminsky, welcome in. So yeah, that'd be kind of really interesting, honestly. And I mean, I mentioned this before, I love using tool sets, character class tool sets of like the ranger having to use tracking to figure out where to go for stuff. But maybe you find tracking straight into a wall that looks like a wall until you do something, and then it goes away into like an entrance or something like that.
some secret way to get in. Yeah.
Yeah. Is rock climbing a thing?
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah, there's already going to be a lot of stuff that's going to be just changing with node leveling and whatnot. So when you think about it, there's going to be a lot of exploring the world and then re-exploring the world and then re-exploring the world and then re-exploring the world.
Because it's going to constantly
nodes
change.
level up.
Yep.
Yeah. So you may as well just be in the habit of your entire guild just like comb the desert.
Right.
Get out there and look around for anything that's changed at all.
Right.
So I think some things are going to end up being just obvious. Like something is going to be here. What? I don't know. This is very obviously something.
Yeah.
That doesn't even take into account what's going to change with nodes leveling up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Some of the things that Chad is saying, Dante says, what would happen if past Gul'dan tried to use the present Gul'dan skull as an offhand? Sir Onsington said, I'm really looking forward to see this tentacle beast thing floating around. That's the mount skin in this month's cosmetics. I think so. Dante says these are the questions that keep me up at night. Yeah, a lot of the cosmetics look really cool once they're moving. I agree. Theater says, how about a novel entrance to a dungeon where it's a building that's plain on the outside and you have to go down through the basement to get into the dungeon? And Sir Onsington says, guilds are more likely going to assign you to an area as a scout and report back each day, pretty much, with it changing so much.
I like it. I like it.
That is a fair. I would actually, Sir Knight, that is something that I would like to kind of reflect on maybe in the future. Is they said all this re-exploring the world makes me think all these other MMO worlds will just be empty because of AOC, and I kind of want to know, like, when Ashes launches, how will it affect playing other MMOs? You know, there's you often hear, oh, I miss World of Warcraft because of X, Y, or Z, or I miss this game because of X, Y, or Z. I wonder if it's gonna be like, I miss Ashes because of the random nodes exploration and the way that it's player driven. I don't know. Hello, Kaminsky. Yeah, Kaminsky says so many classes. I don't know what I want to be. That's, I mean, if you have Alpha 1 access, you have a month to try to figure that out. But,
It's going to be very interesting.
yes.
It's kind of one of those just start with the base class that you're pretty sure you want to play, and then try the other 8 subclasses for it.
Oh my gosh, I just saw Toxic's comment. I think they could make a secret room even in like a whale's stomach. Can you imagine being eaten by a whale only to find yourself in like some sort of dungeon?
Yeah.
That's
Like a
next level
Pinocchio dungeon.
entrancy. Yeah, pretty much. Is it just node level that changes things, or can things change with just plain player activity no matter what? I believe it's going to be player driven, so if you're mining in an area, for example, it might occur that a boss comes over, a world boss breaks out or something like that. So interested in, seeing how that goes. Yes, it is. Is
Yeah,
that
mainly the node stuff, but yeah, you never know when they might have something trigger off of player activity.
whale stomach dungeon? Let's go. Yeah. Oh no, Dante.
Fantastic.
Right.
Boy, but talking about weird stuff in games, so peoples tell us, what are some of your pet peeves from MMOs?
Ooh.
Anything that just makes your skin crawl or makes you just want to reach out and touch somebody in an aggressive manner?
Touch somebody in an aggressive
Right.
manner.
Yes.
I just
Reach out and
imagine
touch
like me
somebody.
reaching out and like just harshly like just touching Lou, like I'm touching you aggressively.
Yeah, like this person, Bullocks on the forum says there's 2 things they put down as examples. One is the difference between poisonous and venomous. Like when something's poisonous, it means it's going to kill you if you bite it. If it's venomous, it's going to kill you if it bites you. And then the differences between decimate and devastate. And like those things I can kind of see bothering somebody, especially the venomous and poisonous thing for people who are picky. Me, I have pet peeves about entire systems in games rather than small things that they put in. Like the group finder thing, I recall playing games without it, and then games started it, and it's a totally different experience, and it bothers me that they exist to the degree that they do. Like, put it in for 1 or 2 events or something, that's cool, but
Yeah.
meh. I think it's gone a little overkill.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome in. How do you say your name, by the way? We were just trying to. And yes, we will be streaming Alpha 1.
Yes,
Is
yes,
it
we will.
Retrozo? Retro, but with a Z. Sorry. We were trying. What about you? What's your biggest pet peeve in MMO, Sauce?
My biggest pet peeve. I don't know, because I go back and forth, and sometimes I like fast travel systems, and sometimes I really don't. So I don't know. It's kind of here or there, but I think I'm in a place where I don't really like them again. So
Oh.
Yeah, I would say that I'm when it comes to fast travel and such, I'm one of those that I really appreciate the game without flying, and I appreciate being able to take my time and walk around. And I think that the game should not have flying until a game is played without flying, and then I enjoy it for a while and then go, I really want flying back. I guess that's a pet peeve of my own that I have with me maybe when I play games. Like,
yeah, maybe that's what I got for that fast travel. It's with me.
Like, every time World of Warcraft launches a new expansion, you can't fly in it for like 6 months or a year or something like that, because you have to go and walk around and experience it. And I'm like, this is such a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to fly and do all this stuff. And then you unlock flying, and this is a whole lot smaller now. A whole lot smaller. This isn't nearly as nifty.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm going to read some of the community responses before I answer with my own. Wizzy and Theater Elf say having to kill puppies in a quest is something that is a pet peeve. Then there was talking about our peers doing oddly things. Bots, but when farming is capped and it takes energy. Sir Onsington says, the worst thing ever in the games is the desync. Let's see. Scum says, when the company stops caring about what the players want, which I agree. Dante says, bots and players who text me using Mandarin characters. Oh no. As an Asian, those two are the worst. Oh, I'm sorry. What else? Sir Knight says, expect the tavern rooms to be busy at a certain time in games. Weird. And then,
Hey there, Scum. Thanks for following.
yeah, thank
Enjoy.
you. Classes that aren't balanced is a little bit of a pet peeve. I personally, sorry. In my anecdotal experience from Dante, people usually want flying in MMORPGs when they've seen the world enough times that it seems boring to them. I don't think Ashes will be a victim for that, since nodes and locations are subjected to constant player enforcing changes. And somebody else said that seeing people flying around in AOC if they don't have mount is gonna trigger them a little, which is fair. And yes, the art of gliding will be an important skill. But I'm kind of excited for not flying as well. I do kind of miss being able to hit like numlock on a flying mount and just like walk away, knowing that I'm going a very far distance and that I'll be there like maybe in like 10-20 minutes, but I can at least go like grab refreshments or something while I wait. But that being said, you know, probably take more like half an hour or an hour getting from point A to point B. That would have been like a half an hour trip, you know, in Ashes. So lots of long running. Probably have friends and or Netflix and or whatever else, like maybe music or something on the side so that you keep yourself occupied for that time. But personally, my biggest pet peeve would have to be probably the one thing that Ashes is definitely not going to have, which is the pay to win feature. It usually frustrates me when somebody can get something by putting actual money into it, whereas I prefer to put my hard-earned time into it, and it feels like it devalues my time a little bit because somebody else could just pay for that. So I am one of those achievement hunters. I am one of those grinding for the thing that you can only get if you work really hard by going to the dungeon every single week and pushing and getting better at it, you know. You mean like an Elion? Yes, Dante, I do mean like an Elion, but I went in knowing it's a pay-to-win game, but not in it to play it like that, but to finally, for the first time in how many years have I been part of Nexus, actually play a game with my guild in an MMORPG setting. I mean, we played Orange Juice occasionally, but that was like a really long time ago.
That was such a silly game.
I literally just
game,
uninstalled it like a week ago. I only got it because of
my
them.
lord, Sir Onsington says the new pet peeve is going to be gliding into the last foot of a 90-foot wall and sliding down it.
Oof. Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be it. I can make it. I could totally make it. Glide, 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 glide.
Second monitor
No,
required.
no,
Just
you
died
didn't
again. Oh no.
Terrible, terrible.
Oh man.
But on the topic of pet peeves and things that make people upset, someone posted something on the forums also. Discussion. They went on at quite length. Not necessarily in a bad way. Not poking fun at them, just saying. They went on at great length about a post they titled "Feedback. Please reconsider allowing other groups to interact with you while doing a PvE boss." Because they're a little bit upset that you can have your raid boss killed, stolen by somebody just kind of traipsing on by, and they can just run in and kill you and take your raid boss kill after you've been fighting it for hours trying to get it right.
Usually there's still systems in place when that occurs that require some trigger to be able to loot or be able to get stuff from it. So
Yeah, I'm thinking the raid bosses are going to be kind of like other mobs, where they're going to be tagged like to a group or whatnot that's done the most damage and such.
Yeah.
But how interesting would it be, because the raid boss is going to have a lot more health? Like, how interesting would it be to see what happens when all of the people are dead? Like, does the boss stay tagged until it resets to full health?
probably it's just going to reset to full health immediately. I don't know. It's a weird one.
Yeah.
It's a good thinking. I
Lucy
mean,
says, what I just heard in that post, please rethink your entire game setup.
yeah.
Everything about it.
Right. I do think that it's a little frustrating, but again, kind of like Zeb says, that removes the danger from the world, you know. Why would you stock up on food items in your house when you could just go to the store because they have food at the store? Like, trying my best to compare this to a realistic experience, but I mean, the reality is, because somebody could take that food at any moment and you won't have that food anymore because they took it. So that's why you buy food and then bring it to your house instead of just always going out to the store and grabbing the food there and then eating it out or something like that. Again, horrible example for real life. I can't think of anything better, but still, it removes a level of realisticness to the game that they're wanting it to have. And it's cheaper to buy in bulk, maybe. Yeah, there's that too. But the other thing is, like, it would kind of suck if I was part of a guild that was beating down like a raid boss or open world boss rather, and somebody else wiped all of us because their group was bigger than ours or whatever happened, and then they were able to take the entire loot because nobody was left alive to grab it. Like, that would just kind of stink. But also, like, the reality is you're dead and not going to be there to claim it anyway. You know, but
yeah, I think I think things will be all right, at least for testing, because kind of like Dante says, like, you should really give it a try before really criticizing it. I mean,
yeah,
you can let your viewpoint known and talk about it and such like that. Like, there's no harm in that. But to
Case
really
in
make
point.
a decision on it and get really passionate about it, you really got to give it a try and know exactly what's going on. Because
yeah,
I mean, to be honest, would it be maybe a nifty thing in cases like that? With raid bosses and dungeon bosses specifically, it might almost be neat if there was even a percentage of loot that got dropped to people that contributed towards the kill or something.
yeah.
But then I guess they'd have to rebalance everything with the bosses anyway, because then you'd have multiple groups going in to try to kill a boss together, and then they would all get like a portion of the loot drop, but then they'd kill it in like a fraction of the time too. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think as much as I think I would prefer for raids to have a instance rating, it might be set up about as well as it can be for open world rating, and I'd just have to give it a try and see how it turns out.
Yeah.
Might sway my opinion.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, if I'm any indicator, I absolutely hated PvP until last night.
And yeah, definitely, like Chris is saying, like, always been a solo player, but it's about time to rethink that and start becoming a social player.
Yeah.
I don't
There's
think
a
you're going
lot
to be
of
able to
stuff
be a
that's
solo
designed for social
player
stuff.
effectively in Ashes.
Yeah, it's not going to be Elion, where you can just go up to a dungeon and be by yourself in the dungeon. It's one person dungeon, you know. You're going to need other people from everything. Like from...
Yeah, you can totally... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
From like being able to get different crafting materials, and from being able to get things unlocked. Like, you can't unlock that by yourself. You need other people around in the world with you to unlock that together with you. Like, just as much as they probably need you, because you're that one extra person that, yes, our cleric went PvP, exactly. But you're that one extra person contributing that extra XP that helped get the new zone upgrade, etc. You know. But yeah, that's my
it's
point of view on it.
gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I agree with you, Chris, though. It's always been difficult for me to deal with socializing in MMOs, because most of the guilds I find, like, they disperse and go away, and then, like, you're the only one left. And then you're like, oh, we don't have a raid group anymore, we don't have a dungeon group anymore. I guess I'll go do pugs, which isn't horrible, but it's not as fun as knowing who you're playing with, you know? But,
Joy. Yeah, I think you could get along doing a certain number of things on your own just fine.
yeah.
Like, you'd totally be like Dante was saying, you could try to RP as the hermit off in the mountains and whatnot, but I think you're gonna only be able to do that with the one character, and you're just gonna have to keep getting yourself materials with the other characters. You're still gonna have to be social with everybody but that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is also the exciting thing. For the first time, in my knowledge, we're having a game that's player-driven, not story-driven. The player drives the story, not the story drives the player, which is so cool, like, in and of itself.
Well, even more than the player, the whole community.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
level up the nodes, to level up, to get things done. So
Yeah.
it'd be very interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I want to make a
Another
class
MMO
with the
game
one
drives you.
that can breed mounts. I want to make a class with the one that can breed all the classes can breed mounts. I'm confused. That's a crafting ability. Are you saying you want that profession? Is the
Yeah, it's an artisan kind of thing, isn't it?
fading in my head. I don't know what I'm saying.
You can do it.
I give up. Next topic.
But yeah, animal husbandry is going to be a thing.
Thank you. Yes,
Like
animal
that,
husbandry. Thank you.
The like Stegosaurus looking lizard mount thing.
Stegosaurus. Oh my god. You're only saying that because of last night. Legosaurus. Oof.
So how do you think, everybody, how do you think that BC Classic apparently is going to be launching out an update around the same time as Ashes Alpha 1?
Hello, Cyburn. Welcome in.
I
mean,
personally don't think it's going to be a big issue, but
I don't think it's going to be a big issue.
Not at all.
You have to understand that the other companies are keeping an eye on Intrepid and seeing what they're doing. So they're going to want to directly compete. So the only
It's
reason
also-
that they would be competing directly in the same month is if they think they can take people from it. So
Good point, Dante. My 2 cents is TBC Classic, as Dante is pointing out, ESO Blackwood, and even currently the CBT of Elion. They're all going to affect each other. Well, the TBC Classic and the ESO Blackwood are going to affect the Alpha 1 like Elion is affecting the May 14th through the 20th stream, in my opinion. Not really. Those of us that are interested, I mean, first off, if you're an Alpha 1, you paid money to be an Alpha 1 or you want a key, and that was not an easy thing to do. So I'm pretty sure the people that are having, I keep saying tickets, keys into Alpha 1 are going to be there. They're going to be there for the testing, at least as much as they can be there, if they're also interested in other things, or like, you know.
there's some people with Alpha 1 access that will not be there. They're just going to keep an eye on it. And I've
That's
talked
fair.
to a few people like that,
But it's not like a free closed beta test key that you could have just gotten from anywhere, and it's neither here nor there. I'll look at it later. Now, it is for those of you that are having the option to buy in, but for those of us that already have the tickets, like we're a little bit more invested in it is more what I was trying to say. And I think some point during this, we will find the time. Hope it
I think
will.
so.
Then maybe Ashes will be able to create competition. Yeah, I agree.
And Cyburn, welcome. I saw you say hello.
Hello, aggressively passive person. I've seen their name before. I love it.
Aggressively passive. And Air pops in.
Yes,
Yeah,
hello,
Air popped in
Air.
with, "Hi everyone, economy and fishing for me." The end.
Yes.
The end.
Hello, Air. Right off the start, I'm headed
Love the
to
entrance
find a
there.
coastal node and working toward a boat. Nice. But
Competition.
yeah. What do you guys think though, in terms of affecting, and will it compete with the Alpha 1, slated Alpha 1?
I think it will have some impact. They'll all have impact on each other, but they're all
I
kind
don't
of
foresee
different.
it really. Yeah. It's not gonna
They're all
step
kind
on
of
it.
different audiences, really. So it's not going to be anything large. I don't think it's going to be anything you can really be like, oh yeah, this wasn't successful because of the other stuff. I don't think there's going to be that kind of impact. There's going to be if you really measured everything and talked to everybody and did polls, you're going to find that like 5% of people, instead of spending the entire week playing WoW, ended up playing 2 days on the Ashes, Alpha 1.
Yeah.
And then went back to WoW, and then are going to come back later in the Alpha 1 and test again.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing you're going to see.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree.
Use one for a breather.
I first off really love what Dante said. If developmental alpha provides competition for completed games, that's just depressing. But they said alpha won't, in response, alpha won't, but if it will, then it will speak volumes about the states of the genre in general, which I agree with. And then I lost it. There we go.
Nation.
Yes, the 46th Nation says, hypothetically, if Intrepid postponed the June testing, citing TBC, etc. What are your thoughts?
Well, for one, I would think it'd be pretty nice. But for two, I would also think that would be a big willy move right there.
Yeah.
Because that not only says like they
well.
might. I think that's like not so much saying definitively that, hey, their launch is going to mess up our thing, as much as like, hey, we could end up messing up their game. So let's go ahead and be the nice guy and let's move so we don't mess them up.
Yeah.
That's like a big willy move there.
Yeah. And not to mention, I've also seen similar sentiments on Reddit, other people's streams as well, about how BC Classic was meant to come out now so that it would purposefully take away from Ashes. But I think the reality is Ashes was slated to be now, currently. We should have already had tested Alpha 1 before they pushed it back. But they pushed it back, and it happens to coincide around that time, but it wasn't more like, oh, a very specific time of when I'm pushing it back, as much as like, we're going to push it back a month because we're just not ready yet.
Yeah.
And hopefully...
I think it's just happenstance. I mean,
Yeah.
they're both on their own timelines.
Yeah, and so is ESO,
Because you also have to figure it's about the 6-month-ish mark from when they normally do major updates for their regular product anyway. So they normally do like the November, December launches and big updates for regular WoW.
Yeah.
So if they're going to do the classic stuff, why not just
Offset
have it
it.
about 6 months off?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's going to be around this time anyway.
Right. Aggressively Pacifist says, any updates on the possibility of a South American server? I don't personally know that answer, but I think for Alpha 1 that's just going to be NA, maybe an EU server. I forget what they said recently. But if there's going to be another one, I think it'll be EU for now. For the
there's
testing
gonna be-
specifically.
Yeah, for the testing stuff, there's yeah, I don't recall what they've said specifically either. But I would
World
agree that it'd be,
MMORPG
EU
Day.
and NA.
I love that. Dante, you're funny. I was going to go down a different route. Like, my mind was already getting ahead of myself, and I was like, oh, it seems like a great day to be like, I'm sick for the month, boss. 3 different MMOs to play.
Been saving up sick days for a year now.
Yeah, exactly.
2 years. I want to use them all right now.
Right now. 1 month. Let's go. But yeah, I see a lot of you saying like, you know, it's not really going to work out for you, this current timeline for the alpha test and stuff like that. Feel free to join us and anybody else that's going to be streaming, because I guarantee there's going to be people streaming now that the NDA is going to be lifted. We're going to be one of them. We're trying to be a little different. I'm sorry, there's like a fly. What the heck? Go away. Shoo. But we're going to do it a little differently, where we're going to have you guys kind of tell us what to do, and it's going to be kind of fun. We want to test out what you guys want to see. Kind of give you a feeling kind of like you're playing a little bit. And all the craziness that comes along with us trying to, you know, keep up with chat. But just, you know, lots of things to keep an eye on. Do you guys have a guild? Yes, we are part of Nexus. What else is there to chat about?
We try to keep the golden feather not tied to any specific guild and not political in any way, shape, or form. We take no sides. But yeah, outside of this, we have a guild.
We definitely have a guild. It's a fun guild.
Yeah, as far as Asian server only going to be added in full game release, I highly doubt they're going to wait that long to test their servers in other countries. I would
probably be possibly alpha 2, maybe beta 1, maybe beta 2.
I was expecting close to beta 1.
In the betas.
Yeah,
like beta 1, beta 2 maybe, but there's no way they're going to wait until launch day to test.
I also don't know where they're going to host it for Oceanic, if it's going to be Singapore or if it's going to be Australia. My guess is probably Singapore.
Lizzie says, you don't want this band of misfits guiding you, trust me. I better.
Maybe they should work
test
with Elon and host them from space.
Ooh.
Just beam down the data.
There you go. Thank you for the follows. They should make me a head tester for the Asian server. I feel attacked. Oh no, this is sad. Let's see.
Where does it go?
There's another Reddit post by Lloyd NA, talking about the negative feedback and like the surprise that they have about how much negative feedback is actually centered around the Alpha 1 sales. And I kind of touched on this a little earlier. It's really hit or miss. You either have people like, yay, and then you have the people like, ew, don't do it. That's a horrible idea. But they kind of, to surmise it, talk about how there's not really a whole lot of constructive criticism about the game currently. Like, hey, I have this problem with it, but I think it would be better if they did it this way and like actually bring it up. And I felt like they're a little disheartened by Steven's attempt at actually answering them and trying to like appease, and then just the not really conversation. No, that's not saying for all of Reddit, but for the popular ones, the ones that get seen the most, you know, that's kind of been the response around this. What do you guys think?
I mean, Alpha 1, there had to be another way to get into it. And giving it away was just not a possibility for the people that had paid into it. So it's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough spot they put themselves in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's also like, even outside of the Alpha 1 thing, like a lot of the negative feedback is just in general because it was on Kickstarter, and you know, Steven's past being in the multi-level marketing stuff, and he was a real estate person, and you know, of course those are all like scammy people, you know, to do both of those, and he's carrying them across the same thing. Look, the referral program, it doesn't give you money back, it just gives you money to spend on the game. And I think those are the people who are going to see like scams and everything for one reason or another. Either they're overly cautious or they got burned a couple times and they're just jaded forever,
which, you know, but we can sympathize with those people a little bit. Yeah.
I think the people in the middle, I mean, they resonate more with me, which is the cautiously optimistic or even pessimistic, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you know, I've been burned by games, so I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll wait until it comes out, and you know, that's more about the reasonable person that I could see. Like,
Yeah.
definitely be cautious because it is money.
Yeah.
And I mean, Steven's even come out and said, hey, don't buy these packs thinking that you're going to be paying to play a game, because
Playing
you're
to
not really
pay.
paying to play a game. Yeah, playing to pay.
I'll play to pay.
Isn't that a deal? But yeah, I think the super ultra fanboy stuff, even though we tend to keep it more on the positive side of things, I don't think we're necessarily in the super positive like White Knight fanboy
Yeah.
realm. But them and the super like, this is such a scam and terrible thing, like, I think those point of views, they just kind of fall off my radar. As soon as I see anyone going down either route, I kind of start to tune out.
Yeah, that's fair.
When I initially heard that they were going to open it back up, I was very against it, but I've kind of come around to being like, there's not really much they could have done.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need more people to test, so hey. And like you were saying, they couldn't really give it away because everyone else who bought those packs specifically for the Alpha 1, like that was the tipping point in the decision was, hey, Alpha 1 access.
Yeah.
So
I like what Air said. At the end of the day, just give the people what they want. If you want to play Alpha 1 and are willing to pay for it, enjoy it. More money may lead to more workers, which would mean a faster release, and I'm for it. And I agree with that sentiment.
Amen.
I mean, there's two ways they can go, right? The slow and steady approach, where it realistically will take more than 2 to 3 years to release this game. Or, well, actually, sorry, three ways they could go. Or they could rush things and, you know, get it out as quickly as possible just so that, you know, we have an MMO, but we don't want another MMO that doesn't actually deliver on what it's wanting to deliver, because that's more damaging for it than if you take longer to make sure the product is good, you know? And then there's the way that I think they're trying to go, and that is, I do mean that, Dante. But then there's the approach that I think they're trying to make of, well, let's throw as much money as we can, because remember, this is already self-funded by Steven. He already had all of the money ready for this game to go into development. But we have the other approach of, let's get as much money as we can to throw at as many people as we can, so that we have as many quality people working on the product at once to get it out at the same rate that we would have gotten it out with a few amount of people and worse quality gameplay. So I think, you know, it's just one of those things. And the reality is, it is a company. They are a company. They are not, they don't have Activision. They don't have a lot of these other big name companies that are supporting the game. This is them self-supporting. And as a company, I think it is smart, making sure that your company has the money it needs to develop the things that it needs. Like, think about this not necessarily as, oh, they don't have enough money, that's why they need us to pay for it. Think of it as, hey, they're preparing for the future. They're preparing for being able to have the expansion pack and the money for that ahead of time. They're preparing for enough quality people to be on their team to be able to properly support and stuff like that. And I totally went off on a rant. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
These things happen. But yeah, Dante, there were some White Knights that are floating around. Not so many these days, I suppose. But there have been some that when somebody would even start up with the, hey, there's something wrong with this game or whatever, they would just immediately start flaming them. Just, shut up, you don't know anything, you haven't been around, we've been here since the beginning, it's showing good promise, it's amazing, it's fantastic, and they just wouldn't hear a negative word without going raw. But
and I think we're having a similar but opposite.
Disappeared.
Wouldn't you
Yeah,
agree?
now it's the other way around. There's more people that are just
Black notes.
scam. But then the very next post, they're actually getting engaged with talking about the game. So I mean, it's whatever.
I was more so meaning where somebody's talking positively about the game and it gets downvoted like crazy on Reddit. Like, one thing I saw...
happen.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean like crazy. Like, somebody was saying, why isn't there a wiki for Ashes? And Grey Pelt posted the ashesofcreation.wiki. And he already had like -3 downvotes just from that. And I was just like, really? Really? That's really useful information. Like, I get that the original poster was not happy with the original wiki that, you know, Lex, by the way, has put in, and numerous other content creators have put in hours upon hours to make sure it's accurate and available in multiple languages, nonetheless. And like, I don't know, maybe because of the time frame that I grew up, we were taught that the Wikipedia is not reliable anymore. Anybody can change information on that, update it. It's not regulated. There's so much false information on there. Like, I literally saw somebody change their name to being the greatest basketball player ever, and they're in high school. Like, yeah, freshman of high school, super best basketball player ever, you know? And yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was kind of funny, like the post you were talking about with the why isn't there an Ashes of Creation wiki? Yeah, as an example, yeah, people were getting upset because of the person meant specifically Wikipedia having an article about Ashes of Creation.
Yeah.
But just without context, Grey Pelt ended up posting ashesofcreation.wiki saying, hey, here's
the
a
wiki.
lot more detail than you would get out of a single page article on Wikipedia.
And I think the other thing is,
got upset.
They were mentioning something that was more well known, like you're gonna go to the Walmart nearby, or you're gonna go to Joe Schmo's mom and pop shop for your groceries. Which one are you gonna trust a little bit more, I guess, in terms of well known and trustworthy sources? Although that's, again, my feels about
Knowing
Wikipedia.
that Joe is a friend of the family.
Yeah, exactly. But I digress.
Tis what it is.
Yeah.
That's why the world out there is, it's a dangerous place to go alone. Take this.
Yeah. Naktani,
Context.
I agree. I'll be getting back to your point in just a second, Naktani. Wandering Mist did something. I see.
Wandering Mist does a lot of things. Which
Yes, he
one
does.
are you speaking of?
The one that you put in our document from Reddit.
Yes. Rewarding exploration. It was an article that he put out. In the end, just to give you guys the brief synopsis, here's the TLDR. You don't need a tick sheet or achievement to reward exploration. Just give us interesting and unique things to find. And question for you all, what kind of things would you like to find while exploring the world?
Yes.
So definitely swing on over there and give him a comment, even those of you who say you avoid Reddit. I promise you, if we send you to one of these links, it's a happy place to be.
Yes.
But we won't send you to bad places. They're scary, and we avoid them.
There are a lot of scary places on the internet.
Right.
But yes, there are. But Reddit is one of those that has like the ice cream truck exterior, but it's actually got like an extra level when you walk inside the door where the ice cream disappears and you get locked in the freezer.
Oh no.
And the happy smiley clown turns into an evil cackle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That's actually my personal reflection of how I feel about Reddit personally. I'm terrified of the place.
It looks happy until you go to play inside of it. But yeah, either way, like the exploring thing, I know I've always been a fan of exploration, and I think Ashes is going to be chock full of it. And I'm really curious to see how they encourage that exploration, which is kind of the spirit of Wandering Mist post there, saying that, give us just things to find, and the people who love to explore are going to explore just for those nifty things to find.
Yeah.
Like there's going to be like interesting places to take like photo ops or whatever, like screenshot competitions and stuff. There's going to be interesting little places to just hang out with your friends because it's a neat little scene. And you go out and, hey, today's guild meeting is going to be in the middle of the mountain range because there's a heart-shaped pool or something and we're cheesy today, so let's do that. And you look like you are excited to say something.
I had an idea that sounded so cool.
Say it.
What if, and this is a huge if because I don't know what the future is going to hold. What if people like, content creators hid out in the world, and if you found them, the first person to find them and take a screenshot that like of them next to the content creator or something could get like a prize, like a key or who knows what they're doing, like maybe a code for something if they're doing like that one time when they're doing the codes for the mounts and stuff like that. That's reason enough to explore, because one, the content creator has to go explore to find somewhere nifty to hide, and two, everybody else has to explore to find the content creator or like the mod or somebody in the game. That would just be super fun, and plus it's like exciting because you get like a little reward out of it, or like the thrill of like, ooh, I wonder if I can find them first.
And I think has to be kind of community driven. So
if you leave out the screenshot, sounds good. A game dev
stalking players.
I like when game masters like interact and do cool things. So that'd be really cool if a game dev was just stalking players.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see, like, because they've already said that they're going to have active GMs, like instead of just being the person who goes in to solve problems, but active out in the world. I really want to see them do some fun stuff. Like I've seen some previous games where a GM would they would take the guise of like a random woodland animal and they would just follow people around. And they would have no idea what happened or why this little creature is following them around. Like, did I do a quest? Did I start a quest? They're looking through their quest logs and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. Why is this like deer following me around? I don't get it.
Next thing you know, the bunny steals your loot.
Yeah. But yeah, just fun little things like that, like interacting with people in a interesting and memorable way.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't have to be important. You don't have to give people stuff. You don't have to reward people with like gifts and shower them with affection. Just do nifty things that make them feel like you're paying attention.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
that you put that there for them.
Yeah. I just love exploring in the first place. I mean, not as much as that guy. I like doing it on my own time, but when I first get into a game, I try to get my bearings first. I try to get leveled up a little bit because I inevitably run into that one pack that's like 2 levels above me that I didn't mean to run into, but I was just having fun exploring, and I dragged them all to my location in which Vertec has to protect me because I almost die every single time.
I don't know what you're talking about. That's all on you. I'm just a background player in those activities. You are the PvP master. But yeah, as I said, that specifically is one of the reasons like I'm excited about exploring, because the maps are going to be changing and you're gonna have to repath where you're going and how you get to places. And the one really cool thing you found like a month ago might not even exist anymore, or it might exist in a different way. Maybe a mountain range popped up right there, and who knows, maybe it's on top of the mountain now instead of like just on normal sea level.
Sorry.
Who knows?
Can you just imagine if the node leveled while people are trying to find you, and you just suddenly find yourself in a whole new area because the node just like boom level, and you're
what
like,
just happened? Now there's
where
a
am
wall
I
in front
even
of me.
at? Yeah.
Imagine finding like a nifty like crater looking thing with a bunch of rubbly rock, and you're hanging out on the rock just sitting there chilling, like, I don't know, watching Netflix on the other screen, taking kind of a break from it.
Yeah,
and just the node levels up and you fall through the rock because it actually opens up into like a dragon's den or something.
You fall on top of a dragon.
So you're eating your sandwich,
Well-
and next thing you know, you're being eaten as a sandwich.
Oh man.
World evolves, and you become
Right.
a sandwich.
Oh man. All right.
I love it. I love it.
So we have been talking about this a lot. And we did say that we were going to save that topic kind of more so until now. And I kind of want to go into this because we are usually, as you just saw, more bubbly group. We like to keep things on the light side, positive, optimistic side. But I want to take a moment to really let sink in the gravity. If nobody else has sunk in the gravity of Alpha 1, I would like to take a moment to try to do that. But we do have, the video by Narc, which I gave you guys earlier, and he does a very good job of giving that same sentiment. But the other thing I want to really put out there is, guys, I'm aware that Alpha 1 is $500. However, it's free and that you can do right now. You can respond to Ash's dev discussions. You can go to the forums. You can come here to our podcast and numerous other content creators' podcasts. And you can give us your opinions and your thoughts and how you're feeling and things like that. I can't speak for every other location, but I know that Vertec and I definitely listen. We want your feedback. We want to make your feedback known. If there's a big, oh my gosh, I don't like the way that this is happening, this is really making the gameplay feel awkward or not as good as it could be, and if your voice isn't really being heard, we want to be that source. We want to be the source that makes it heard. Because we realize the loudest yelling people get heard. But a lot of the people that are the loudest yelling people are not the people that are necessarily, not that I'm discounting their views and opinions, but it seems to be a lot of the same message over and over versus the people that actually put in the time and money into things, the people that actually play day in and day out, have their views and thoughts and opinions on it, who are a lot quieter. They don't go to the forums. They don't yell it out to the world. They don't scream it on every live cast, things like that. Seriously, when we, and yes, to answer your question, Dante, this is our last show before the NDA drops next week. So when we're testing, we want you guys to take that input. I know that you're not physically behind the keys and it's not the same, but you're live with us. We're testing it out with you guys and you're able to give direct input. I'm trying not to giggle too much over what Z just put. But we're taking your input seriously, right? When we're testing these things. And that direct feedback, that live feedback that you're getting could definitely help out with the forums. Darn you, community. I love you guys. The other thing is a referral program. If you like what you're seeing and you want to play Ashes of Creation more, you can invite your friends to check it out with your own referral link on your account. And honestly, yes, it does give you more money for the game, but what it more so does is it makes it so you don't have to pay as much money for the game that you love because you help spread the word and they're rewarding that, but I just wanted to let you guys know, just because you don't have an Alpha 1 key doesn't mean that you make a difference with the feedback given. Obviously, those of us that are directly playing and directly reporting bugs and stuff like that, we have the more direct impact, if you will. But you guys might see something that we completely missed. like having as many eyes on this is very important, and being able to go answer dev discussions is very important. Thank you, Air.
Thank you so much,
Appreciate you.
Not to mention, even if it's not something completely new, at least they see it's affecting more than just one person, or more than one person has that point of view or that idea or that thing that they noticed.
Yeah. Because if I feel like, I don't know, when we're in PvP, somebody's doing a little too much damage to me compared to what it should be. You know, the whole does less damage in PvP subtext on a lot of people's abilities. Somebody else might have that same feeling and opinion. And that's very valuable feedback. Hey, I feel like there's too much damage being dealt from person to person in PvP, where I feel like I'm being attacked as if I was the creature over there and not another player. Things like that. Or maybe you feel like your gear score is not coming through, or whatever, you know. Forgot Friday. Let's start alpha testing. Forget Friday.
Testing today.
I wish I could, but I don't have access. But that being said, on a lighter note, for those of you that are not American, we are aware that what is it called? Zanola? I don't know. I haven't really used them.
Exola?
Exola.
Oh, Exola.
Exola is a situation that
Apparently a pile of poop.
a lot of you, I've heard, at least from a few people, don't like. And this was back before, like pre-Alpha 1, pre-APOC stuff. Like a lot of people had problems with Exola. And I know that a lot of you felt like, you know, hey, they said that they're going to move away from it. When is that ever going to happen? Well, funny about that, I actually, excuse me, oh my gosh, Birdie, thank you.
Oh, Birdie, thank you.
The support from you guys, seriously,
So
we appreciate
so
that.
Greatly appreciated.
Yes, I mean, you guys being here and helping us with this test will be super appreciative too. But basically, oh, I think that's the wrong one. No. That's the right one. So as of 5 hours ago, Steven responded to this Reddit post I just linked saying that they will have an alternate payment processor options implemented this month. So for those of you going, hey, I'd love to join Alpha 1, but I don't trust Exola. That's completely fair. And after the story that this person puts in their Reddit post, completely understandable. You know.
And on top of that, I remember one of the earliest issues I saw was back when they were offering physical merchandise, and people over in Europe were trying to order like a hat.
Yeah.
It was like $60 shipping and handling or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Their calculations on that just were absolutely incredibly terrible.
Dogecoin. Nah. Here we have Phoenix Coin.
Yeah, there you go.
We want merch too, horrendous. Oh no.
Make our own cryptocurrency. Let's do it.
Coin to the moon. Let's
I'm
go.
scared. That's a horrible idea.
No, I'm in. Let's do it. It's gonna be a thing now.
Birdie coins.
AMC.
Oh my gosh. So now that is out there, like, yes, this is a test. This is important. This is not just playing the game. Like, CBT is kind of still testing, but it's more so seeing how it feels versus actual implementation aspects core to the game, you know. It's more like, okay, how does this feel being ported over? Are you guys enjoying it? Are you not enjoying it? Is it working? Is stuff broken? It's still a test by every right, but it's not the same. Yeah. But one thing I wanted to share with you was Steven put, oh my gosh, Intrepid Coin. Steven put out another leak for new hairstyle, and I'm actually gonna create a poll for this because I want to.
Coination?
Oh no.
That's what it would be called. It would be the AOC coin. It would be the Ashes of Coination.
No.
Stupid.
So, he put out these new hairstyles, and he says, some more updates on the character front. New hairstyles coming in hot. Should hair colors be completely customizable or pre-selected options to maintain racial consistency? What say you, glorious Ashes fan? And please go over there and respond, because this is one example of how your input, though without an Alpha 1 key, is vital to gameplay. So.
Can help shape the future of the game. I mean, they've already had their opinions and direction changed a few times based on
Yes,
just
they
what
have.
people said. So, it's muy importante.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start this poll. All right, so what do you guys think? Should you be able to have custom hair colors, or should they keep it canon to very specific hair colors? What do you think, Sauce?
I think they have to do custom hair colors. I think it's expected. Sadly.
I think you're pretty much on point there. Even beyond just what people are expecting with, current technology and current games and current products out there, my character is not your typical insert whatever race or insert whatever class. My character is insert backstory here.
Mm-hmm.
And they're totally different. Why would they have this or that? Like the typical American, for example, doesn't have a bright green mohawk, but I have a friend who has a bright green mohawk.
Yeah,
it's a thing. So it's got to be customizable because everyone has their own unique story for their character, and that's what it's all about. Massively multiplayer online role playing game. They're playing the role of this character they've invented.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Before I give my feedback, some of the community is saying, Wizzy McNasty says, I'm surprised I'm indifferent on this subject. Theater says, it's a fantasy world after all. Theater Elf says, before that, options, right? So it should be options because it's a fantasy world. Brown Rice says, I like my white or electric green hair, fantasy life.
Nightlights. It's just no weird things like a mohawk made out of nails.
Oh my gosh. And Air says, let people do what they want. If it's no advantage in the game, then I'm for it. And the reason why I left Horrendous here last is because Horrendous kind of went down the same thought process I did. Custom art for your freehold and guild tabards, why not hair dye? Get the alchemist on it. But it's more so if I can custom dye my armor. If I could put dye on my armor, why can't I put dye in my hair? People used natural things in life to dye their hair before. So it's not out of the realm of possibility.
And honestly, if we're talking about realm of possibilities, I mean, we're talking about going into a game where you're returning from a different, who knows whether it's a world or dimension, through a portal that was powered by gods that were being destroyed by other weird beings from who knows where, falling from the sky as meteors.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure hair color and style is probably the last thing you should need to explain away.
Super Saiyan or not. Yeah.
Yes.
So
saying,
I personally feel that way about the hair color is, if you can customize other things in the game, why not the hair color? I mean, if you really want to keep it canon, put what would you call that? Like a mask on top of it where my hair is naturally brown. So if I add purple to it, it's going to be a slight purple tinge to it, but it's going to be mainly brown still. If it comes down to but the racial hair colors, etc., But ultimately, it's semi-realistic game, and in semi-real life, I can dye my hair whatever color I want. Sure, I have to bleach it first to get it hot pink, but I can still do it.
Yeah, potato.
Wear a helmet or a hood. Yeah.
You done?
Yeah. Sounds good. Spiky gold hair when I have all my buffs up. Spiky blue hair when me and the entire guild buffs me. But I want to say, and Jalon pointed this out earlier in his stream. If you, and he also pointed this out, if you just joined us this last year, you're probably not seeing much of a difference in the way that everything looks. But for those of us that are from 2017 and PAX days and things like that, let me tell you, it went from World of Warcraft to realistic real fast. If you look at his live stream, Paradox, I don't have the image pulled up, but the original mage, she had like blocky hair, very basic features. It is a like World of Warcraft kind of texturing that they did on their own, you know, but compare that with, you can see individual strands of hair, and the facial features look really good. The detailing on the armor looks really good. It doesn't look like you're a tabard from World of Warcraft with like the cartoony looking thing. It looks like it was actually painted on or inlaid, you know, into the armor. It looks really realistic, I guess.
Yeah. It's definitely come a long way.
Yes, it has. Blue
To be
Vegeta.
honest, you can even see that there's a lot of adjustment that they still have yet to do in the main clients, because when you saw, even going back to the APOC days, and you see them release a video with APOC combat and just gameplay and walking around in the world, it looked beautiful, stunning, great graphics, great, amazing detail. And then you see somebody else streaming it, and theirs was much less beautiful.
Yeah.
But that's just going far and above, because the average person who was streaming it didn't really have like a beast of a computer. There were some people who would stream it and yeah, theirs would look great, but you could just tell that it was highly dependent on someone's graphics processing power.
Yeah.
But it could be made to look absolutely amazing. So like just the fact that they're doing all this work doesn't take away from the fact that there's a lot yet to do, but you can definitely at least see some incredible progress along the way.
Yeah, where they've come from.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. The eyes still look soulless though. Yeah, that's fair.
It's gotten better. I mean, it's like it just lost its soul instead of it's never had a soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's
it's better.
see. You guys let me know when I swap over. Let me know if you guys can hear me and them on the call, because last week I think there was some problem where we couldn't hear my guest, but let's try this. All right, so let me know if you can hear me, and I hope you guys can hear them.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Testing.
Testing 1 2 3. Hopefully there's no problems this week, because I prefer using the bigger video, you know.
Yeah, I just turned it on. I heard all of
Okay.
us.
Hear
Okay.
all of us. Cool. I wanted to share with you, since that's working.
Hey, look, chat popped up
Hey,
now.
look, chat's working.
Oh. Funny thing that. I guess I just had to swap where I was in general. But I wanted to actually go ahead and just show you the official stuff. Where was it? Oh man.
Don't pretend to order Chinese food. It's not going to be a pretend. That's going to be a for real thing here in a minute.
Oh yes, so much food.
I haven't had
now.
much of the food today.
Nope. We had a sandwich, and yeah, it's been a rough last couple of days for this household. We actually thought we were gonna have to push back because Vertec was called away for work last minute, as they do.
Yeah, the night before I got told I was going to have 2 days worth of being out of town, like many hours away. Like, oh great, I'm going to do the podcast from not even a proper laptop. It's a little Microsoft Surface. It's made for like note taking and stuff.
Right.
But hey, let's see how this goes.
Where's the nameplates? There's nameplates. Okay. And I'm gonna swap over to this. So just look at this hair. It's so cool.
The hair.
I just really like it. And I like that they have hairstyles that I can actually kind of replicate because I'm horrible at doing hair, but it's not like that random, like crazy, not realistic, can't actually do it in real life kind of hair without like wigs and glue.
No, the one on the right is definitely like frazzled mom hair, or like just coming off the battlefield and don't really care because this hair is going right back under the helmet in a minute anyway.
I kind of thought that
I'd like some more
what?
blood splatters. That's
I thought it was the same hair, but a different perspective of it.
No, different hairs.
Oh.
The one on the right, you can tell there's like a bun or something going on in the back where she has it kind of pulled up and off her neck.
Yeah.
That's like battle ready hair.
Yeah.
And then the one on the left is like, I'm just gonna cut it so I don't have that weird lump of hair in the back of my helmet. Forget it.
So 80% of you said, yes, please give me custom hair. So make sure to give that feedback, you know. Left could be both male and female, I think. Yeah, it could be like a gender neutral-ish hairstyle. Def no show helm unless that hat hair and can show. Hat and hair can show. Sorry, I'm so bad at reading these.
The fucking cosmetic.
But, let's see.
Oh, lordy.
Oh, this. I forgot about this.
Oh, this.
Until just now. Hold on. Oh no. Where is this? There it is. Okay. I wasn't ready for that. Sorry.
You can do it.
I can do it.
What happened? Did it break?
No, it just, I was trying to open it in the folder and it just started playing and I couldn't see what was playing it, if it was like VLC or anything like that. So I was trying to find it like frantically.
So it's official. Dante is one of the greatest people ever with some of these ideas.
Uh-oh.
Think we'd be able to make a peach or pink colored Vec in RP as a Moogle?
Oh no.
I want to see it. I want to see it.
Fun fact, I actually made
Pretty
a Moogle
sicko.
art piece for a charity stream I did at one point. A lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna move this over here. I want to show you guys this.
Show us.
It's from
Sure.
Cambiguous showed up again with his wonderful memes. And this one, I really like it a lot. So let me just put that in there. Pull this out. There we go. There it is. Not there. Okay. Now it's just image. I want to be a citizen of scientific node, Koopa. I like that. Okay. Video share. There we go. That should be it. I just, for some reason, my all my folders like to go back to like a really old setup I had for this stuff, which is no longer like as of 2 years plus the way that we were getting to these things. So I'm a little confused why it does that still. There we go.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. But Cam, for those of you that don't know, is possibly known as like the king of
the meme guy?
the meme king, if you will.
Just the meme guy. That's
The
it.
meme guy.
You know that meme, that Ash's meme guy? Oh, you mean Cam? Yeah.
You mean Cam?
Oh. Okay, hold on. Hide this image. I'm so bad at this. Sorry, guys.
Trying to
Please forgive
stack
me.
images here.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't showing up.
You
I
get a
can't find it.
meme. And you get an image.
There we go.
Oh, I see it back there.
It's like hiding.
Mhm.
Don't be shy. Is there? Okay.
And I'll go on my own. If not, you can get on board and we can get to work.
Sorry for the sudden.
Now, what's it gonna be?
All right, damn it, I'm in.
I'll let it play a couple of times.
I couldn't do it without you.
All right, let's get to work.
The point is, I intend to undertake this. and I'll do it with or without you.
Oh, dang it.
So if you're
I'm so
scared,
sorry.
If you haven't got the stomach for
Yeah,
this,
I
let's
think
get it
it's
out
coming
right
back.
now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say with the delay, I was waiting for it to go away.
So
too.
sorry.
Get on board, we can get to work. Now, what's it gonna be?
I'm so bad at this. You know, my stream deck
All right,
stopped
damn it, I'm in.
working.
I couldn't do
So-
it without you.
Figure out why.
Yeah, I have to
get to work.
play with
The
it.
point is, I intend to undertake this, and I'll do it with or without you. So if you're scared,
But
if you haven't got the stomach for this, let's get it out right
well,
now.
Yeah, it was.
And I'll go on my own. If not, get on board and we can get to work. Now, what's it gonna be?
All right, damn it, I'm in.
But, yeah. Transition back now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my favorites so far. You know,
I dig it. I dig it.
Tester. Is the possible tester Asmongold? I don't know, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot of them.
So,
Same face. So,
I'm actually curious if some of the big name gamers are gonna do the Alpha 1.
yeah, I think there's gonna be a good number of them, but maybe not all of them, because you know Steven was doing the reach out to a lot of the bigger names anyway, so you know a lot of them probably got a key. They may not have had to buy into it, but they at least got a key anyway.
yeah.
So at that point, it's like free content for them. Why not? Whether it's
That's the
good or
cost of
bad, it's free
marketing.
content.
Yeah. One thing that Vertec and I would like to bring back is answering your questions a little bit before we wrap up. And there was 2 questions I believe that were captured during our live stream today. One is by Takita881 and the other is by Krith99. Is that an N or an R? The black sun.
99R.
99R. Okay.
99er.
So Takita says, "Hello all, what do you think about the last cosmetic?" And I'm sorry, again, I don't have the right cosmetics up there. My bad.
And I remember what the last cosmetic was.
It's the new one with the shell armor and like the very like
The
oceany
squid stuff
squiddy things. Yeah,
called Brine and Bounties.
brine and bounties. And
Brr.
also I wanted to make one more like comment about, you know, while I do hear about like wanting to have Alpha 1 but hating the cosmetics, I mean, we didn't, I don't think at the time of Kickstarter there were cosmetics shops. I think that was something that happened after the Kickstarter. So at the time of us signing up, we didn't know that there was going to be a rotation of cosmetics. Is that fair to say? So we got stuck with the cosmetics that we have. There was no other cosmetics we like, but I like that one more because, I mean, there's plenty that I like more. But that's the beauty of what they're doing now, is being able to, you know, buy what ones you do want and buy this one for the alpha access less than the cosmetic access. But hey, if you don't want to buy any other cosmetics, consider you got the cosmetics along with the alpha, and there you go. Only
Yeah,
The
people that
only
were
thing I don't like on those is the cape for the outfit.
the cape. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish I could just buy the ship though. Yeah. Under the sea, shalala. Not really a fan of it, but I'm just gonna buy half. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I could see the draw for the whole new set for people who really, you know, love the sea life and all. Either beach bunnies or pirate type people. Either way. I mean, you look at like Pirates of the Caribbean, and this could totally be like the undead type ambiance
Reminds me a lot
as
of
well.
my time in Sea of Thieves. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But I know I like the jellyfish mount and the weird little squirrel pet thing with the wings and the weird water tail. And who wouldn't want an oasis?
Yeah.
Although if I buy anything, it'd probably just be the mount and the pet, and that's it. I call it done there. But I can definitely see the draw. On
Right.
some of this stuff, I could see how people could want it. It just I've started to realize that I need to curb my ashes spending and how much I want to buy. And so if it doesn't make me go, oh my gosh, that's amazing, I'm probably not going to spend money on it now because I've already spent money on way too many months at this point.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've spent quite a bit. Yep. I need to reel that back down.
I mean, when it first started and they first started the monthly shops, I was probably hard pressed to miss a month where I didn't buy at least 3 or 4 items off of it. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? I think I should probably slow, but not this month. Maybe next month. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where I start looking at it more in depth.
I really like sea stuff, so I kind of like this month's stuff. But I wanted to say real quick before I finish my thought on that, we forgot to grab the Ashes Chapter 20, Journey to Alpha, and I found it.
No.
And I'm gonna start the poll, but before I do, I'm gonna read out the little prompt. By the way, the Goddess of Palms, I don't think that one won.
Oh, poor Palms goddess.
But hearing our pleas, the goddess Norlin reveals that, or was that the goddess? Was it the goddess and then there's somebody else? They both, I don't remember. I just remember I accidentally put palms. Palms up.
Palms of goddess.
Palms of goddess. Hearing our pleas, the goddess Norlin reveals that the colossal courier and our mysterious gem have been contorted by corruption, twisting our minds, thoughts, and actions towards increasingly dark deeds. What should we do with the gem? Should we keep the jewel or should we destroy it? What do you guys think? Should we keep it? Should we destroy it? Palms up. Maybe it's this way. But I personally, for the cosmetics, I don't know. I like it. I like jellyfish. I like the purpley blue vibe that they have going on there. I've seen that a couple of other cosmetics they've had. I wouldn't buy all of it, but I really do like the little oasis they have. It's so pretty. It's like I would totally hang out there. Hello, my fellow neckbeards. Welcome in. Make sure to vote at the top. We have the poll going at the top of the chat, so make sure to grab that.
Yes. Hello, neckbeard.
And for those of you that are new, whatever decision wins this one is the one that we choose on the official Ashes poll. So you are determining our course of action. How's that for some player-driven content?
Oh, hello, Cocosaur.
Cocosaur. Welcome. Thank you.
For the raid. And welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Yes, welcome. Also, hello, Laura. Welcome back. Neckbeard, you say? Yep. Yeah, the glimmering geode is a gliding mount. Yeah, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know. It looks like a lot of people are wanting to keep that jewel. It's
we have some corrupt
twisted by
people.
corruption.
Don't let some Merg in
Twisting
here.
our minds and thoughts. Yeah, right.
Jewel. Come on now.
People like getting twisted, apparently.
Right? Alright, so final question from tonight. Chris says, guys, just a thought. Don't kill me, but what if the game fails?
It'll be sad,
It would be sad.
but that is the chance, you know?
Yeah.
It cannot fail. It will never fail.
We riot.
Yeah, honestly, I think, that's one of those things that I think a lot of us that have been back in from the beginning are kind of in fear of, is that it might fail. Because it's a possibility. I mean, it's going to suck because, it's really has the possibility to be everything that everybody that I know wants out of an MMO. But Dante might have it right. We might just need to riot. No.
Server melts.
Yeah, things happen. We move on and find the next thing. But I don't think it's going to fail so much as a worst case scenario. I think it's going to not be as successful as we dream it should be.
All right, guys. Looks like by popular demand, we're keeping the jewel. Let's see what
We're keeping it.
what Twitter says here.
See how far it bends and distorts our minds.
Right? Oh man, I'm scared. Here we go.
It'll be interesting.
Keep the jewel. Oh, wow.
Most people are
Ashes.
saying keep the jewel. Holy
Ashes
moly.
community, you are
there
corrupted.
could be a little bit of corruption, you know?
Guess the twisted people.
Whoa. Don't let Sumerg see this. Oh man, this kind of reminds me of the Reddit post that Vertec brought up the other day where somebody asked if it was okay to be racist. More so speaking like if they played a dwarven character and their character was racist against elves, if it'd be like okay to be like, you know, F you elf, your kind killed my family when I was a tot. I don't know what his backstory was.
They're gonna indiscriminately slay every elf that they possibly could.
Yeah.
For no reason besides they're an elf.
He ended up going back and adding an edit to that. I don't know if you saw it when he added the edit about maybe not kill on sight, but like if you don't leave my ore alone kind of thing. For the fun. It means
Yeah, that's
nothing.
one of those posts where I see it and right away my eyeballs go, what?
Hello,
Am I
Professor.
reading?
Right.
Then okay.
Oh man. Now I feel like Sumerga's gonna get in the game and be like, all of you are corrupt. You chose the corrupt option. You all must repent for your sins. I don't know. Paladins, man. They always have some sort of god complex. At least the ones in D&D do.
I mean, they devoted their life to it.
Dirty
Of course
elf,
they're going to be a little
right?
bit jealous when they look at somebody else.
Right. Wizzy, I voted to keep it. Yeah. By the way, she's like, this is what I meant when I said you don't want this band of misfits making choices for you in game. Talking about the corruption thing. Sim's as dark as anyone else. Don't let him talk that purity talk. Someone clip that.
More blood for the blood god.
Yes.
And see, that's fine though. You see, that's why we want you guys to help guide us through the game, because you're going to make the choices that we may or may not have actually made.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
when Alpha 1 testing is going on and you see that we're on, just pop on over and be like, hey, do the stupid thing that I want to see. Go test it.
Choose your own adventure.
Dante, I like you. Dante
You
said
do /dance and /dance 2 at the same time.
Dante said there was this one campaign I played a warlock and kept summoning demons, which kept going out of my control just to piss off the paladin in my party.
That's fantastic.
It's like if you've seen, was it One for All? I cast fireball, but instead it's like, what are you gonna do? And everybody knows what the answer is, but waits to hear if you're actually gonna say it or not. I summon a demon. Mwahaha.
So what are you going to do this time? Summon a demon? Ready to go. Let's do it.
But all right. Aside from that, thank you for asking us your questions. Please do check us out on Twitter, because I will be putting a poll up on our very own on Twitter, of if you guys would like us to bring back the post podcast Q&A. And as we continue going forward, I'm noticing that these podcasts are getting longer and longer. Like we started off at 45 minutes, and then we went to an hour, and now we're at 2 hours.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we're going to start maybe dialing back the podcast portion and stay a little bit more on topic-ish. And we'll chat with viewers still. Don't be worried about that. We're
shy.
still going to chat with you, but we'll stick more towards answering questions that have to deal with the stuff we're talking about. But then we'll save all the other questions for after the podcast portion. We'll take a break and come back, and then we'll just chit chat and shoot the breeze, and we won't be trying to run a podcast at that point. We'll just be hanging out.
Yes. We typically do the last word, but I like what Chris just asked. We usually be like, okay, any last thoughts on this? But Chris says, which game got you into MMOs? World of Warcraft, personally.
Okay. So, This is a multi-stage answer for me.
Oh,
'cause
man.
It's kind of like saying what got you into cars, and you could always say, yeah, well, it's the insert shitty car my mom gave me when I was a 16-year-old. And so that's what got me into cars because I had to fix it so much. But it's actually the Mustang that you bought with your own money after that.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it was a game called Zenimus. And I'm going to spell this out. And for those of you who like to look into antiques, please look up that game. And let me tell you, that was the first MMO that I played. And it has not changed, and apparently still people still play it. That was forever ago. But the game that really piqued my interest when I showed somebody that game and said, hey, you should play this, it's so much fun, and then they showed me Ultima Online, and that's where I really I went full speed forward at that point. Like, okay, this is so much better, and I never looked back at that Zenimus game afterwards, except
Nice.
to point and laugh every once in a while, like I'm trying to get you guys to do.
What about you?
For me, WoW was my first, but FF11 was really what kind of got me in. Like, actually stuck to it because it was so hardcore at the beginning. It's such a hard game to get a party for, and you had to have a party. And I just really like that aspect. So
I kind of like how do you like that Ash is going to be kind of similar? Like, there's not going to just be a pug. You have to like go find a group kind of thing.
yeah, but nothing's ever gonna touch that difficulty because you would spend hours in a party and hope no one messed up. And that was possibly to maybe get A level for hours of work.
Aw.
So
For me, mine's not really what MMO got me into MMO, but who. I was about 13 or 14, and I didn't know what an MMO was because, I mean, obviously child. So usually kids aren't always on this, but around my age, I think is fairly common for, or with adult supervision a little younger, but only if you have like gaming parents, which a little bit about me, I grew up in foster care, didn't really have many gaming parents in any of those homes. So yeah, fast forward into 13 or 14, I was meeting my dad as an older kid. And the first time I heard about World of Warcraft, it was explained to me like one of those army games, kind of like Call of Duty, but meets more of like a realistic tactical like army encampment kind of thing. And that sounded horrible to me. I was like, no, I'm not into that. Like World of Warcraft, like no, why would I want to command armies and like fight other countries? That's dumb. It's already happening enough in the world. I don't want to. Yeah. Anyway, my dad shows me this game and I fell completely in love with it. And it was between the memories of spending time with him in the game and also his guild mates. So for me, it was having that like bonding moment and also community kind of in MMOs. And since then I've been hooked because it's like D&D but online in a video game that looks more interesting than I can imagine sometimes. But also people like Sauce and our current guild as individuals, At the end of the day, going into a raid, dungeon, etc. situation with a group of people that are all working together and have the same goal in mind and aren't tearing each other apart, that's what gets me into MMOs. That's why I like D&D. My favorite D&D campaigns are the ones where everybody works together to play instead of like tearing each other apart to play, A little bit of chaos here or there is fine though, some little demon over here, still a little thing in front of or behind the back of the paladin over there. Those are fun. Those are flavor, but community.
Gosh, Chris, that was an oh my lordy. Oh my lordy.
Oh my what?
Dofus, I haven't heard that name in forever, and I just looked it up after that, and it's apparently still going. Like,
wow.
Their Twitter just announced some form of like sale on buying coins in the game. Jeez.
I think I would like it more if I had more friends on it. Yeah, and that's how I felt about World of Warcraft over time. I think Vertek and I both fell victim to that. Our friends moved on. We moved places. We're different, like, time frame from them. East Coast, West Coast, etc. So you just lose touch, lose time, stuff like that.
Couldn't tell you how many times I went back to WoW just because friends still play, and I couldn't convince them to play anything else.
Yep.
And so I go to play WoW with them, and then they stop playing.
Like shortly after.
I was so upset. That happened like 4 times.
Yeah. But Chris, thank you. That was a great question. Chris says Guild Wars 2 for me. I know I said I was a solo player, but I really like the community. They're very friendly there. I've heard nothing but good things from Guild Wars 2, personally, from players' experiences. This is the first community I've ever been a part of for gaming. Been real nice this year. Aw, well, welcome, Brown Rice. We hope you will stay and enjoy. Our community can seem sharp and edgy at times, but you'll find the core of us are welcoming and ready for friendship and companionship in game. So, yeah, Guild Wars 2 is like the opposite of ESO. You only hear bad things from people who used to play ESO. Oh no. I'm still getting in WoW to farm the sea turtle mount, staying strong after so much farming
haven't gotten
for
the sea turtle. Oh no.
I just kind of give up on those things after a while, personally. So, alright, so I said I'd get back to this at the end of the stream. Next week we are having Richie SH on, and as you know, next week is the 14th. We're hoping that servers will be live and going when we get live, and we're gonna have a little double treat. We might order food ahead of time because it's gonna be a long night, but
Yeah.
Well,
you're gonna see us stuff in our face while
playing
and or while podcasting, like just spitting pizza all over the microphone.
oh my, that's not a visual.
Yesterday was testament to what happens on a release day. You sit
Yeah.
and watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Play a whole bunch.
But just so you know, we're planning on having our more conventional podcast first, but well, you'll see what I mean by conventional next week. But I hope to see you guys next week with Richie, and then the following week we'll have Liam H back on, which has been like about 6 months since we've had him, and both of them just upgraded to Alpha 1, so they're both super excited to be able to test, and we're excited to see their response to being in Alpha 1 for the first time. And yes. By the way, I saw way up. My mind is recalling. Yes, if you get the Alpha 1, you do get to participate in the May 14th through the 21st. That was stated on the May 4th news update on their forum. Which, if I had that, I would totally link it. But you could find it on their official ashesofcreation.com page.
Linking it to you with our mind.
Yes. Still didn't get no email. I got the forum pull though, at least. Yeah, or forum roll. I would definitely reach back out to them. Check your, what was it? Spam.
Check your junk mail.
Check your junk mail. Check your spam.
Because I guarantee you it ended up in there. Because I had to go to every stupid folder of my email inbox, and I finally found it in the trash for no apparent reason. I had to do that a couple times for different emails I got from them.
Yeah. Worst case scenario.
I said, yes, this is not trash. This is not trash.
Right. Yeah. I've done that like 3 times with Intrepid, and it still ends up in spam somehow. Worst case scenario, grab a screenshot of your role on the forums and message Maggie or Toast or any of the, like Z, message Z, bother Z. I'm sure she'll love to hear from you throughout the day.
Yeah. Do it.
Yeah. I checked my spam. There's only one email from a woman who asked me to stop sending her. I don't use WhatsApp. Oh no. Welcome in Emerson. Welcome in Cannibal. I like that. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for the love and the support, you guys. Spam Z, poor Z. Yes, send all of them to Z. Oh, what have we done? But thank you all for, hanging out with us and giving us your time, and we appreciate you not getting tired of us after an hour and leaving. So
Yes. Thank you so much for spending your time here. You could have been doing anything with it, solving world hunger even. Who knows what kind
Yes.
of geniuses we have hanging out with us.
I don't know.
But thank you for spending it here. We really appreciate it. Especially those of you who went even above and beyond and ended up tipping and such. We do not expect any of
Yes.
that. So it's always extra appreciated.
You can DM
So
me too.
thank you so much.
Yes.
Yeah, 30 some mod.
And
And
thank
you,
you,
sir.
Sauce, for joining us.
Yeah.
We're
Thank
going
you
down
for
the same
stopping by
road.
and
Cool to
giving
be here.
everybody your time.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sure I'm going to get some food and PvP a lot more in Elion tonight.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I'm certainly planning maybe a quick nap, but I don't know. We'll see after food. Food might re-energize me. By the way, just want to take a moment. Look at that really awesome art piece behind him. I mean, it started off super bright and you couldn't see it, and I've been like staring at it throughout this entire podcast. But now it's dark enough that you
Yeah,
can
like
take in
pulses.
all its glory.
Yeah, I like
like
it. I
that.
like it. I've been staring at it too, by the way.
I love that
Yeah.
art piece.
But
Should we pass on the raid love and say hi to Kira?
yes. And I'm glad you
May
like
not
our
be
tavern,
anything
sir.
Ashes related, but he does make some Ashes content, so you know.
Can you toss me the link, please?
Yes. Check Discord. Oh, you don't have Discord on, so give me a moment and I'll
No,
toss
it's
it
okay.
to you.
I got it. Got it. Oh yeah, Kira is one of the people that we tried getting on at one point. And he's
He is
currently
apparently stupid busy at the moment.
Yes.
So we gotta maybe later.
Yes.
Just right now, he's having a hard time finding time to make his own content.
and
Understandable.
Yeah.
and your cats came back with your own questions. What? All right, we're gonna put this raid out there. Feel free to join us. Is it properly going? Do you guys see the raid?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this into the outro, and we'll see you next week. And we're probably gonna go play some Elion, like I think Kira's playing right now. So, see you next week.
Later on. See you then.
Bye bye.